This is the last Deadeye, bringing you another episode of Return of the Deadeye. As you can see, we're working out of a new spot this episode. We're running north out of Tumbleweed over in New Austin. Okay, there's a cougar up in this spot, which doesn't always prove to be a very profitable hunt. I'm not a big fan of this hunting method, but it occurred to me that I do know where there are some static birds that spawn just north of where this cougar sits. So I thought I would come up here and see if I can farm some of those birds in between cougar spawns in order to make this a more lucrative hunt. Well, as you can see, that didn't really work out. $106 per hour is not the kind of return anyone in this game is looking for. So I would consider this hunt to be a fail, but if you want to see those static bird spawns, I am on my way to go check them right now. But while we're traveling, hit that subscribe button. You got a couple seconds. You can do it. It makes my day. I love coming in and seeing a new subscriber. Also, leave any comments, suggestions down below, any questions down below. I'll get to those as soon as I can. Okay, this is where we'll find numerous static bird spawns. Okay, as you can see, I just shot one bird off the top of the roof. Another bird just flew off of this entry gateway here. I'm trying to get a bead on it. It's up above me though. There we go. There it is. So that's, I believe, a condor and a vulture I just took down. Now this spot, you can run away from it down to where the cougar is and then back up here, and these birds will respawn for you. So you can just keep going back and forth. Check the cougar spawn and see if the cougar's there, then run back here, see if the birds are here, keep going back and forth, and then fill your stuff up that way until you get a cougar, and then head back down to Tumbleweed with the cougar and the feathers and a couple bird carcasses. Now, I had a theory that this would be really profitable, but unless you actually are bagging cougars, it's not worth doing. So keep that in mind. There's also some horse medicines, 3 different horse tonics. You get a revive, you get a stimulant and a medicine, and classic oat cakes. Okay, so you get 2 classic oat cakes and 3 of each of the horse tonics. There's 9 horse tonics to pick up here. And these also respawn while you're going down and checking the cougar spawn. So if you're not full on these tonics, then pick them up every time you come up here and you'll be full in no time. But, you know, that's only if you're actually going to be doing this hunt that you would even be up here. But you can come up here if you want to farm these tonics just for the tonics themselves. That's something that is known for people to do, is you follow the road, just go south of the railroad track. Once you're following the road and go south of the railroad track, you can turn around, head right back up, and loot more tonics. So if you're in need of horse tonics, that is definitely the place to get them, because you do not have to keep free roaming in order to get those tonics to respawn. It's quick and easy. So let's see if that cougar is here. It's not looking very promising, is it? Nope, no cougar. So I guess we go back and check on those birds again, right? What else is there to do up here? I feel as if maybe perhaps I don't have a full and clear understanding of how this cougar spawns. I think perhaps other players might come by and affect the spawn rate of the cougar. I've set timers trying to determine the spawn time, and it occurred to me that the daytime and nighttime spawn rates in real time might be different, because I think time at night passes at a different speed than time at day while in game in relation to real time. So that's a lot to figure out, and I'm not really keen on doing it because I'm not really hooked on this hunting method. I prefer hunting birds north of Santa Fe. I find it to be a more reliable return over time. Sure, you can have some really stellar peak runs hunting the cougar where you're pulling $450 an hour because you got lucky and you got a 3-star pelt and you did it in 3 minutes. You know, that's a possibility, but at the same time, there's equal possibilities of that happening while you're bird hunting and just getting tons of spoonbills really fast. However, I find when I'm not getting tons of spoonbills really fast, I'm getting some, as well as some heron, and still pulling in good numbers of $250, $300, $350 an hour, versus on my bad runs here, getting somewhere between like, $90 and $110 an hour. I would much rather my fails be in the $250 range than the $100 range. And also the birds, it's for the most part easy to get perfect kills. As long as you one-shot them with the varmint rifle, you're getting 3 feathers off of the birds. These cougars, you have to get a perfect kill to get a 3-star. And that's even if there's just there's not even always a 3-star cougar that spawns. So even with a perfect kill every time, you're still not getting a perfect pelt or a perfect carcass every time. There's times you show up and it's a 1-star cougar. It doesn't matter how good of a shot you are, you're not getting paid well at all that run. Now that just doesn't happen with birds. Birds, every single bird potentially can give you 3 feathers if you one-shot it with the varmint rifle. So I don't really care too much for this method because the low-end hunts really hurt on the overall overtime earnings. I'd rather be hunting birds. And that's all I've got to say about that. So thanks for coming in. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this helped you. This is The Last Deadeye, signing out. I'll see you on the next one.
Good to see you again, sir. Ain't nothing special, but okay. Uh-huh. Seems like every other fella tries to sell me one of these.